This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Henry versus Henry. You all are newlyweds, newly married, and Miss Henry, you believe your musician husband is making music with somebody else. Tell me why you think he's cheating.
Well, like you said, we are newlyweds. But I think he's cheating on me with his singers because I have found some sexy text messages.
Oh. Ron, would you please bring those to us?
Now, you say his singers. Thank you. What kind of business is he in?
Yeah.
He's a producer.
Okay.
He does studio work. They does music together.
And you found these texts in his phone?
In his phone.
Tell me how you found them.
Well, I was in the bed, and sometimes he'd leave the room and his phone would be going off. I looked in his phone, and that's what I saw.
This is what you saw. Okay. It says, "It's blank. You gave me your number at the mall."
Oh, what's up? With the heart smiley faces. I was expecting you to text me a lot sooner.
I was wondering if I could get some studio time in.
When you trying to come through? I can come scoop you up tonight if you want.
Tonight, I'm with it. Smiley face with hearts.
Okay, send me your address and make sure you get that throat nice and moist.
You see what I see?
It was harmless.
In his
It was
phone.
nothing. It was
Okay,
nothing.
who you telling to get her throat nice and moist?
Just one of the female clients that I met at the mall one day. She told me she did music, and I invited her over. It was harmless, a little harmless flirting.
Why would you be telling her to get her throat nice and moist?
She's a singer. She has to keep her throat moist.
Now, I do know that's true. When you sing, they drink hot tea
Like
and
some
lemon.
warm water or something, you know.
But you see the
Some
wet
lemon water.
emojis?
Yeah.
Why do you got? You don't need all that.
You know, I'm a very expressive individual, so I use emojis.
I don't know though, because this is somebody he just met. This isn't somebody he knows. This is
Exactly.
somebody he just met. And
Yeah.
and you leading off with that.
Flirting is part of my personality, you know. And by me doing music, it's part of the business. Sometimes you got to go that extra mile to make people feel comfortable, whatever it takes to make that money, you know?
Well, I think that's what Miss Henry's concern is, that you're going that extra mile. And that extra mile might be a
Exactly,
little
that extra
far.
mile.
Hey, Your
too
Honor, let
far.
me start by saying, first off, my wife know that I love her, like, to the end of the earth. Like, I would do anything for this lady. She knows how much I respect her, how much I love her, so I don't even know why she would think that I would do anything outside of our marriage to jeopardize our relationship, honestly.
Well, there's a second text here. And it is a picture of a woman. She's turned around and she's showing her backside. And it says, "Hey, it's blank from yesterday. I forgot to text you. Kiss, kiss."
And you respond, "About time. I see you like making grand entrances."
Grand entry, you know?
Grand
she
entrances.
sent the text, you know, got her backside out. I mean,
And you responded by putting peaches up.
she has a nice shape. That's it. That's all it
Everybody
was.
know what the peach emojis mean.
Exactly.
Got a nice
Everybody
shape.
know
Yeah.
what that means.
She got a nice shape. That's
Okay, are you producing for her?
Yes, well, I was, not at the moment now, you know, because I want to lay these allegations to rest. Yeah. What I choose to do in my career is separate from my marriage, you know, but I don't do anything that jeopardizes my marriage. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go to that limit, and she knows that.
But you see how Miss Henry thinks you're getting real close to the line when you send these messages, right?
I do.
And so that's what's got her suspicions up that something else is going on.
Because what I'm looking at, and I just want you to see it, because I'm sitting here looking at her, she's hurt. Tell him how you're feeling.
I feel hurt, heartbroken, and I don't want our marriage to end because of something that necessarily may not be true. But when you got all these facts building up against you, then what am I supposed to think?
All right.
And you know what put the icing on the cake for me?
Okay, what else you got?
I have a picture of our apartment,
Okay.
and
Step to the monitor.
Tell us what we're looking at.
right now you're looking at our apartment. I work third shift, so
Okay.
I get off work at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
But this night I got off at 3 in the morning. So I'm expecting to come home and lay in the bed with my husband. He's not in the bed.
Tell me what these two doors are.
This is our bedroom,
Okay.
and this is the studio.
All right.
So with him not being in the bed, I goes to the studio. The door is locked. I can't get in.
Okay.
Is that okay?
We don't do locked doors in our house.
Oh.
So he doesn't lock the studio door when he's normally in there?
No.
So what happens next?
I listen for a minute. And me listening, I hear giggling and moaning. And I'm like, where's that coming from? Well, why we got that? So I start beating on the door.
Okay, and so then what happens?
So then it takes him a couple minutes to actually open the door. Too long to open the door. And when he opens the door, we've got his clothes all messed up and her boobs is
That's not true.
partially out of her clothes.
That's not true.
That's too much for me.
So there's a woman in the studio with him.
Yes.
And then when he opened it, he was disheveled and she was partially
Her boobs
unfolded.
almost hanging out of her clothes.
That's not true.
All right,
Mr.
Mr. Henry.
Henry.
First off, let me start by saying I have OCD really bad. So before I go to bed, you know, at night, I make sure my front door is locked probably about 10 to 15 times. I go check the door, make sure it's locked, because I've been in a couple of instances where, you know, I've been in the house and somebody done got in that ain't supposed to be there. So I locked the door, yes I did, and I wasn't expecting her to get home that early because, you know, usually she gets off, like she said, around 7.
But Mr. Henry, that's when people get caught when they're not expecting somebody else to come home. That's why
realize
people
that.
come home early sometimes.
Exactly.
You're right. You're right about that, but I wasn't expecting her.
And she says you don't normally lock the door to your studio.
I do in certain instances, you know.
What are
I'm not
those
there.
instances?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, sometimes it gets noisy, so if I want to block out noise, I'll close the door. You know,
But
sometimes.
you ain't gotta lock it to block out the noise.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like I said, I have OCD, so I locked it.
Okay, so why was the lady half dressed when your wife came in?
She was not half dressed. She had on like this, like sports bra / shirt. It wasn't revealing, you know. It wasn't revealing her boobs or anything like she said it was.
It was showing too much.
But your wife says there was giggling and moaning. How do you explain that?
We were recording a session, and the song that she was doing, she was just putting like the finishing touches on it, ad-libs, things of that nature. And I guess it was a little sensual, a little too sensual. And what she heard, what sounded like moaning, was actually ad-libs. It was like, you know, she was caressing the beat, so to speak.
Caressing the beat.
Yeah. Which
Caressing
beat was
the
she
beat.
caressing, right?
Right.
That's what you asking.
But Miss Henry, that could be part of a song, right? I mean, that could be part of a love song, a
Could be,
slow song.
but at the time at 3 o'clock in the morning,
With the door locked,
the door locked,
and you're not expecting
not
help
what
for
I'm
3 to
thinking.
4 hours.
I'm not thinking about no music at no 3 o'clock
But
in the
Miss
morning.
Henry,
I'm
a
hearing
lot of
what I'm
musicians
hearing.
work overnight. I mean, that's when they get their best work in, is the late night hours, right?
Exactly.
No.
But Ms. Herring wants to know, was he doing his best work or breast work? Am I right?
You got it. You got it.
That's the problem.
So,
So,
Mr. Henry, you're saying that was just part of the song.
It was. That was just me coaching her. You know, sometimes for certain people, you have to coach them and you have to kind of bring the music to life, you know? And that's all it was, honestly. It was nothing physical or sexual going on in that room.
And so as you're coaching them, I mean, are you showing them how to do it? And then they respond? So are both of you all moaning and are both of y'all doing this?
No. I mean, I'm kind of good at vocal coaching too, so I was kind of like showing her what to do and where to go and how high to go.
was her voice nice and moist?
Yeah, we had a couple bottles of water in there, so yes, it
Yeah.
was. I made sure it was.
So do you work with multiple singers, lots of different women singers?
To be honest, actually, it's rare that I work with female singers. I just started allowing myself to do so because I was skeptical because of this situation. I knew something like this would happen, honestly. And it didn't sound like a good idea at first, but then, you know, when it comes to making money, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And so you've had a number of female singers that you started working with to be in your studio,
Yes, unbeknownst to her.
unbeknownst to her, sometimes at night while she's at work.
Yes.
And so that's not unusual in your mind, right?
No, it's not, because in the music industry, you're gonna be working with all kinds of people, and she has to accept that. She's gonna have to learn to accept that.
I accept that. I really do. But when I come home and I'm hearing what I'm hearing,
That's a problem.
yes.
Well, there's the wife side, there's the husband side, and there's the woman in the studio side. She's here. Ron, would you escort her in, please? Good day.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
We're good. We're good. Would you please state your name for the court record?
My name is Destiny August.
Okay, Miss August. What is your relationship with the defendant, Mr. Henry?
Well, I met Josh a few years back in Atlanta. and we started working at the same job, became great friends. I found out that he was a music producer, and I do music as well. I sing R&B, and I decided to fly over to Flint, get some late night sessions in,
Nothing against Mr. Henry, but he's not like Puff Daddy or DJ Khaled. So what is it about him that made you say, I'm gonna not only go and make that part of my trip, but stay a while to make it happen?
I mean, when we were in Atlanta, he did let me hear a good amount of his music with other people, and he's very talented. I believe that he's gonna, do something really special one day.
So how long were you there?
I would say like a month. So there were like a lot of sessions, but like I said, we made beautiful music.
And I think that's what Miss Henry's concerned about, that you all are making beautiful music together.
At these late night sessions.
But it wasn't nothing major, like, he helped me warm up, we sang, He was a bit flirtatious, but that's the way the industry works. He's trying to get the best product out of me.
Okay, so what was your recording session like?
Well, like I said, he is very flirtatious, and I understand 100% where you're coming from. He is a really attractive man, and I'm a beautiful woman as well, but it's strictly just, professional, like we made the music, we laid down the tracks, I went back to Atlanta, plus my man wouldn't be very happy with me cheating on him either.
But Miss Henry says she's hearing moaning and oohing and ahhing and giggling and all that. That doesn't sound like making music.
Have you guys met Josh? He's super charming, super smooth. He's cracking jokes, trying to make me feel comfortable, Like,
Ms. August, I'm gonna ask you the question. Was there any physical sexual contact or sexual intercourse with Mr. Henry?
Not at all. Never.
You're saying it was strictly professional?
Strictly professional.
I hope so.
Miss Henry, you don't look like you even trying to buy this.
I'm not at all.
Well, Mr. Cutler, I think we have enough. I think we need to figure this out.
I think we do.
What is at stake, Miss Henry, if you would find out that Mr. Henry has not been faithful?
Our marriage.
So it's all on the line. This
Yes.
newly minted marriage could just go away.
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Honestly, I just want to see the look on her face when she finds out I'm not cheating.
At this time, the court would like to call licensed certified polygraph examiner Kendall Shull to determine, is he cheating? Ron, will you escort him in? How are you, Mr. Shull?
I'm great, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. For the benefit of our litigants, I want them to know that you spent almost 30 years with the FBI, you headed up their polygraph examination, and that you literally have done thousands of polygraphs. Is that correct?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's correct. I have.
All right, so you asked Mr. Henry, the day Mrs. Henry came home and heard you and the singer in the studio, did you have physical sexual contact with that singer that day? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine? What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
All right.
That's
That's a
only
little
one.
bit of smile. Little
That's
bit of a
only one.
smile. That's only one. All right. He's grinning though. I just want to point that out. Okay.
You asked Mr. Henry, since getting married, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Miss Henry? What was his response to that question?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I told you.
All right,
What you got to
so
say now?
Miss Henry, I think you got something you need to do right now.
Well, she's smiling right now, so that's one step.
Go on over there. Go on over there. Show him some love.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's talk about this thing. Miss Henry,
Yes.
he's so cute.
I know, ain't
I just want to do this to him. And
how you got
really, we know that the entertainment industry is based, you can't advance unless you're charming and people are attracted to you. So that's gonna be part of the business.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to give him some grace and some
That is
love.
true, I am. I'm gonna have to put a little bit more trust in myself and him.
And then Mr. Henry,
right.
stop locking them studio doors.
I got you.
All right.
All right.
I just want to see you all get off on the right foot. This is a new marriage, and now you all can move forward together happily and build a long and lasting relationship. All right. Talk to our counselor so he can help you do that. As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a happy, healthy relationship. Court is adjourned.